This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so year-end process, if you are doing year-end process, then what happens? Balance sheet items will be transferred from this year to next year. Balance sheet items means assets, liabilities, equities. These ledger accounts will be transferred from the current year to next year. Whereas profit and loss account items, that means expenses and income. Here expenses means like purchase expenses 5 series and 6 series expenses, and income accounts is like 4 series is sales revenue and 7 series is income and 8 appropriation. These all accounts will not be, the balances will not be transferred. The net effect of these balances will become a profit or loss to my organization, and it will be transferred to the retained earnings. Okay, this is last time we understood about year-end process. Let me recap what we have learned till now. So you need to practice these things till now. One is vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice and customer payment. In this, there are 4 options. There are 4 options. We have discussed only 3 options. One is invoice journal. Second one is purchase order to invoice. And third option is pending vendor invoice. These are the 3 options you have learned. Any doubt in this till now? Invoice journal is without any item. This is for with item, any item. This is for using with non-stocked product. Now, fourth option we'll try to understand today about invoice register and approval journal. Okay, invoice register and approval journal. This invoice register and approval journal, there are 2 options. Like let me quickly show in the system, and then in 2 different ways we can use this invoice register and approval journal. What is that? Let me show in the system and we'll come back. But these 3 points we have discussed a lot. I hope you have practiced about these 3 options in the system. If you have any doubts, please let me know. The fourth option we are learning today. Okay, so this fourth option, like quickly let me show one process, and I will show a little bit more insights in some other process. So accounts payable module, collapse all, invoices, invoice register, click new. It is as like as this one. Invoice register is as like this. Look at this one. Journal, select the journal name, click on lines, select the vendor account. Click tab. So like if you are doing vendor invoice, invoice number must be selected because this is invoice copy which you have received from the vendor, and invoice date is must, that may be generated on 2 days before or today or yesterday or day before yesterday, and amount I am entering. Now here there is no offset account. Here there is no offset account. Not required to select any offset account. Now I'm posting. Click OK. In the invoice register, okay. So here employee approver line is not specified. So I need to map approver employee approved by. Suppose I'm selecting one person here. Now let me once again try to post. Now it was posted. If you verify the voucher, these two are temporary accounts. It is vendor balance and then ledger account. So here these two are temporary accounts. From where it is coming means in accounts payable module, collapse, setup, accounts payable parameters. Sorry, it is in vendor posting profiles. Next one is vendor posting profiles. In this vendor posting profiles, we have two accounts, arrival account and arrival offset account. These two accounts will be automatically populated. Instead of summary account, usually it will post to the summary account, but instead of summary account, it is posting to arrival and not offset arrival. These two transactions will be posted. This is invoice register. Invoice register. And now this is invoice register is posted. Now if I go to next one is invoice approval journal. Click new, select the journal, lines. Now click on find vouchers. Automatically it was posted, whatever it was posted earlier, it was coming, and I can select, click on select. Automatically it will come from upper line to upper boxes to downside. I'm clicking OK. So now look at this one. It is whatever earlier it was posted like 200125130, it will be reversed, and actual summary account is posting now, and this is expense account. Now you can post. Then if you verify the voucher, it will show 6 lines, 200125 debit and credit, 200,130 debit and credit nullified. Actual posting is 200,110 summary account, and then it is expense account. So in this you are posting vendor summary account and expense account. That means while posting this account, expenses account data to vendor account credit. This is you have learned very first. Expenses account data to vendor account credit. This is if it is invoice journal you are posting. Now in this, what happened? It is posting to arrival account data to offset account, offset arrival account credit. This will be reversed during approval journal. And then this account will be. This is invoice register account and approval account is like this.
I have one doubt.
Yeah.
There is a question on you. There is you have posted that the invoice approval. Well, invoice approval, the expense account has been automatically selected, but we didn't select anywhere it is. And
Actually, yeah. So in vendor we have mapping offset account, default offset account. If it is there, it will be captured. Otherwise, it will, you need to enter manually. I agree with you 100%. So if it is in the vendor, we have offset account. Give me 1 second. Because this is not a regular information. That is the reason I need to give you 1 minute. Somewhere else you will find offset account. Yeah, here.
okay.
So in vendor account, if it is, suppose we'll take another vendor account which is not having any offset account, then we'll do once again whatever you said. We need to map. It will not be there. Let us verify. US011 US110 offset account. Let me verify. Yeah. Yes, please.
What is the purpose of doing this invoice register and approval?
Yeah. Definitely we'll discuss. Give me 5-10 minutes time. We'll discuss the plus points a lot.
Okay.
Definitely. Give me 5 minutes time. This is also having. I'm just checking which is not having offset account, so that we'll do one more transaction and okay. So we don't have any offset account for US0105. We'll try with this one. Then your doubt also parallel it will be cleared. So I'm doing invoice register. I think it is US0105. Yeah. Okay. Something invoice number, invoice date, and here we are entering only amount, and here approved by is mandatory. This invoice, it is a temporary invoice. Temporary invoice is generating. Now post. If you verify the voucher, it is 2001252000130. It was posted, debit and credit. Okay. Now we'll try to do approval process. Lines. Now find vouchers. Select this one and click on select or select all, anything, because only one is there, then there is no difference between these two. If you have multiple, you can click on select all directly. Select. Okay, then automatically here offset account number, ledger account is not populated. You need to enter the offset account. Clear? Whatever it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now you can post. Okay, what is the benefit of this one? So why we need to do this one? Actually, so there are two things. One is like one person is entering this vendor account, someone is approval. That is not the correct process. I'm going to explain you what is the benefit of this one. So this is not the way what I have shown now. Actually, this is not the way. Now let me show you here. In the purchase order process, we are creating a purchase order. We are doing confirmation, then receipt list, registration, and then product receipt, and then vendor invoice. So of course this is optionals. Okay, I'm just skipping for time being. Now I want to receive this material, then I can do invoice. But in Europe countries, once usually in Europe there are so many countries like Denmark, Netherlands, Switzerland, Spain. There are so many countries. All countries are like states in India. Individually they have their own country, but from one country to another country you can move easily. If you have a common one common identity like a passport. In passport there will be I did not remember the word. I traveled Netherlands and I traveled Spain. Okay, I traveled France. Okay, so there, if you are, suppose if you have a valid passport for suppose Netherlands, you can go to France by taking a ticket, normal ticket. You need not to purchase, or you need not to take a special passport for France or for Spain. The same valid passport you can Schengen, yeah, it is the passport name is like Schengen visa. The visa name is Schengen visa. Here people will move from one country to another country with free movement. It will be always free movement. You don't have any restrictions. Okay, now so material has received from one country to another country, it was dispatched. But if you want to take the material, then you need to pay money. In their country, you need to pay money first. then you can take the material. There is a third party warehouses will be there. There you need to go there and you need to pay money and you need to collect the material. So if you want to pay money, I need to do an invoice first. If in our system, if I'm doing invoice directly, then product receipt also will be updated. Now what I will do, against this purchase order confirmation, I can do invoice register. This is a temporary invoice. Against this one, you can do payment. This is you are doing invoice register against this purchase order. So you can do payment if you want independently. Then invoice this is updated. Now I can receive the material. After that, the final invoice means approval invoice. Approval journal. If you are posting approval journal, automatically vendor invoice will be updated. Invoice is a temporary invoice. So let me show this process now and then we'll discuss. Whatever I have shown, this process is not the correct process. To understand, I have shown that process. Now what I'm doing in regular scenario, we'll create a purchase order. This may not be used in India, may not be. If you want, you can use it, but in general, it will be used in Europe countries a lot. EMEA region. Select the vendor. We'll take US 105. Select the item. Okay, it is not authorized. It is telling like vendor code is not authorized. Can anyone help me on this one? What I have to do? I have explained this is a T&L topic, but I have explained.
Go to item. Yes, go to item. From there you can.
Okay. Right click view details on the item.
You can choose three option will be there. You can choose.
Yeah, I'm going to this item master. Yeah, now where I have to go? Purchase fast tab. So warning only. So I will check to no check. Otherwise, I need to add authorized vendors in the setup. This we have discussed. So that it will not warn you. So I don't want any like warnings. So for time being, I'm making no check. So that it will not pop up continuously. Otherwise, you need to obey that one and you need to map, you need to add this vendor in that items vendors list. Okay, fine. I have created. Now I did confirmation. Just give me 1 minute. I'll be back in 1 minute, please. I'm back. So now I have created a purchase order and confirmed. Now what I'm doing invoice register. Invoice register. So before this, what is the amount total? Let me verify. Purchase order totals. So it is total amount is 899. So now what I'm doing, invoice register. Go to lines. So vendor is 105. Same, I'm selecting yes 105. Okay, and now I'm selecting purchase order number, which is selected already, 101. 101, and invoice copy, invoice number, invoice date. Against this purchase order, I'm doing invoice register. It is total amount is 899. I'm doing invoice register. Understood? This is against purchase order. Okay, so I don't want any taxes now. So the total amount is 899. I'm linking purchase order versus invoice register. I can post. Okay, sorry, it is approver I have not selected. Now posting. So this is invoice is generated. If you go to the vendor account, it was posted to voucher, but this voucher is a temporary voucher. So if you go to vendor accounts, it will show the vendor invoice, the temporary invoice. 105. For this, if you go to transactions, you will find the transactions which is posted just now. Vendor invoice 899. So what we did, we have posted it to a temporary account using invoice register journal, and we have posted. Now if you want, you can do the payment like against this invoice. This is normal process. Now I can do product receipt. As usual, I'm receiving material. Product receipt is updated. Now I'm not doing invoice from here. I will not do invoice from here. Here from approval journal, I will do invoice. Functions, purchase orders, I can select this, and now this invoice, see, it is from purchase order. If you are opening the vendor invoice, the same form it will be opened here. Okay, here you need to enter like update match status, then it is performed. 1 second. So it was passed now. So you can post here. I will show you once again, but if you want, you can verify the totals. Click OK. It is 899. Post. Approval journal. Through approval journal, you are posting. It was posted. Now, if you verify purchase order, if you refresh, invoice will be updated. So here, this postings is, if you verify the voucher, this postings will be showing like whatever here we are following. This will be shown. Understood? Okay, let me show once again. Of course, this will be used in of countries a lot. For you, usually it may not be useful. If you are going to implement in Europe countries, this may be used a lot, like this. Purchase order creation, purchase order confirmation. Against this confirmation, you are going to do a temporary postings like invoice register. Okay, payment is against invoice. You can do the payment. That is, if you want, you can do it offline. So here, what we are doing, through invoice register, you are posting a temporary account. So in this, if you are updating vendor invoice, it will not update. If you are directly, if you are doing vendor invoice, it will update product receipt and invoice. You cannot do like this. So here you are posting a temporary invoice through this vendor. Temporary vendor invoice is through invoice register, and then you will do product receipt, and then invoicing is through approval journal. You are posting the invoice. Understood the concept first? So before doing product receipt, we are doing invoice. It is a temporary invoice. Then we will do product receipt and then approval invoice. Approval journal, if you are posting automatically, it will post to vendor invoice. Let me show quickly once again. As I told you, this will not be used in other countries like USA, Canada, Australia, UK. UK may be used, but Canada, Australia, we are not going to use. In India, APAC region, Gulf region, we are not going to use this process. This process will be used a lot in Europe countries because they want to generate invoice before receiving the product receipt. Before receiving product, they want to generate invoice. It is a temporary invoice. For that purpose, this process is introduced. This will be used a lot in Europe countries. Let me create a new purchase order once again. Select the item. Now do the confirmation. So once it is confirmed, if I do directly invoice, it will update material also. The quantity will be updated. Product receipt is also updated if you do invoice directly. But I want to do invoice product receipt. I mean to say I would like to do product receipt later. So for that purpose, what we are doing, we are generating a temporary invoice that is called invoice register. And you are selecting a purchase order which is created 102. And whatever the amount, it is purchase order amount. If you go to here, you can see the totals. That amount you are entering here. So if it is any taxes applicable, you can select taxes. At this point, I'm not selecting any taxes. So 899. Now against this purchase order 102, against this purchase order 102, I'm generating invoice, that is invoice register. It is a temporary invoice and approval is mandatory, approved by Now I'm posting. So against this purchase order, we are generating a temporary invoice. We are generating a temporary invoice. Understood?
Sir, one question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, if I'm not going to require this invoice after posting, that means after posting it, I can delete this one.
Come again, please, Balaji. Yeah.
If I don't need this invoice in the future because it's a temporary, right? If I'm not
Yes.
required, can I delete this one?
You cannot delete. You can once again you can enter one more reversal entry. Once any transaction is posted, you cannot delete.
Okay.
You can do a reversal entry. That's it. Reversal one more transaction with the debit.
Okay.
But
Fine.
once it is entered, any transaction posted, you cannot delete. You
Okay.
cannot delete.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm doing product receipt now.
So can you
The
show that
process.
invoice before
Yeah.
before receiving the stock?
Yeah. So if you want to see the invoice, you can go to the vendor. In the vendor, you can see the transactions. This is the invoice number which we have posted, because this is vendor invoice number.
So that invoice that doesn't show any the product details.
No, it will not, because it is not updated product receipt. Still, it is not updated product receipt. We are doing invoice temporarily for the against invoice. Against this vendor, we are generating invoice so that against this invoice we can do the payments. The
Okay, one
material
more
is,
question.
yeah.
So
Yes,
you're paying the supplier. For example, today you're paying the supplier,
Mm.
and then you're getting the stock maybe
Mm.
after 2 days,
Mm.
and then you're receiving the stock after 2 days. How the financials are going to match? The stock date
So
will be showing after 2 days, and the
mm.
payment and the invoice is showing for today's date.
Mm.
How that can happen?
What is your doubt here? So now it is not updated inventory in the system because it is a temporary invoice. As I told you, the material came to one place. That if you want to take that material, because as I told you, in Europe countries, all are like states, the material was reached to one place, and if you want to take that material, first you need to you need to pay the money. If you want to pay the money, you need to generate invoice. So for that purpose, we are temporarily generating invoice, and against this invoice you can do the payment. Then once the payment is done, you are showing that payment to the provider, like whoever is providing, and you are taking the material. So you can take immediately once it is payment is done, immediately you can take, or after 2 days, or after 10 days, or after 15 days, whenever you have time, you can go and you can collect the money, material, that one. So definitely the date of the material is received date is like suppose yesterday I have invoice and I did payment. Now after 2 days I'm going there, the warehouse, and I'm taking the material. Then like invoice date will be 13th of February and material received date is 15th of February. Because you are once it is payment is done, you can collect that, you can show the payment to that warehouse guys wherever it has reached the material, and you can take the money material at any point of time.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, fine. Now invoice
Sir,
is,
one more doubt.
yes please.
It can be useful for that advance payment also once we make the advance payment to the vendor.
Hmm.
If it is the same amount as per the advance in the invoice, it will be in the future. It can
Uh,
be used for that also, right?
advance payment functionality little bit different, because in the advanced payment you are going to do a payment like maybe a 50%, 30%, 40%. That functionality is, we have that functionality is required for every country. Definitely,
Okay.
that is I'm going to explain you most probably next week, prepayment invoice functionality. You are going to learn probably next week. That is different functionality we have, prepayment invoice. Yeah,
Thank you.
So now here temporarily we are generating invoice, then we are doing product receipt. So this functionality, to be frankly, this functionality I have not used in normal countries. This is used a lot in Europe countries only, because material will be reached there, and they will generate the invoice and they will do the payment, and then they will collect the material from the warehouse guys, that wherever it is there. Now I'm doing product receipt. Now I can do invoice from here, but I'm not doing invoice from here because I have already generated temporary invoice. So that invoice I would like to do now, invoice approval journal. So click lines. I can click on functions, sorry, find vouchers, select the purchase order invoice already generated. This is the invoice, temporary invoice which we have generated. Click OK. Now offset account I have not entered anything here, but functions, purchase order. So this is the invoice generated. Here it is not performed. Now match product receipts. I'm selecting this product receipt. Click OK. Now I can do noises. It's a warning message only. Now update match status. If I click update match status, then it will be passed. So product receipt number is this one, and vendor invoice number is this one. It is already generated during invoice register. Now we are click on post. So totals will be validated by the people, everything like business people. It is fine, everything, and match status also updated. Now we can post. So if it is posted, you cannot see from here. Like I mean to say, it will be there here also as a posted transaction. You can see from the posted transactions if you want. Otherwise, you can see from purchase order. Refresh, it will show the invoice. Voucher. These postings are posted like 20015 2001130 will be posted 2 times. And then product receipt entries, if it is exist, it will be reversed, and actual vendor account, summary account will be posted. Now if you verify in this voucher transactions, like a vendor transactions, you refresh here also. Earlier it will show only 2 lines, now it will show so many lines, all these accounts. So before I mean to say, during this process, if you verify voucher, it will show only 2 lines. It will show only 2 lines. Now it is showing so many lines. Let me show once again that temporary invoice, and let me show the transactions. I'm creating a new purchase order once again. I'm doing confirmation. I'm doing invoice register. So 103. Suppose yesterday date. Now you can select the purchase order 103. I'm removing taxes. Now I'm posting here. Sorry, this is my mistake. Approved by is mandatory. So now it was posted. If you verify the voucher, it is only 2 lines. Okay, in the same manner, if you go here, if you verify vendor invoice 103, it will show only 2 lines. The same, once it is product receipt is updated and invoice is updated, it will show like this. All the transactions. Understood? Like this. Now, because it is the invoice is generated and you are looking at the invoice, temporary invoice at this stage, that is the reason it will show only 2 lines. That is arrival and offset arrival account. 200125 and 200130, whatever you have mapped. Understood? Temporary. Now, once it is updated, like product receipt and invoice is updated, it will show all the lines, like 8 lines or something, whatever it is. Reversal entry and product receipt entry and everything it will show. Okay, this is about invoice register and approval journal. So of course, in implementation, I have not used because I have not implemented for Europe countries. Only I'm giving support. So issues related to this area I have worked, but not implementation, because in Europe I have not implemented. I have implemented in Gulf region, APAC region a lot. Implementation experience, support experience across the world I have experience. Understood now? Any doubts here in this process? So now you understood like the 4th option also. The 4th option also you understood, because in the very first, if I start explaining about this one, you will confuse a lot. That is the reason I have not explained in the very first. Now I have explained. So these are the 4 different ways we can do vendor invoice. Of course, vendor payment we understood different ways. Customer invoices we understood customer payment. This is the only pending topic which I have not covered earlier. Now I have covered. Tomorrow we'll discuss about taxation. Tomorrow we'll start about taxation. So there will be country to country, there will be a lot of different taxations. I will discuss tomorrow a little bit. And next week I would like to combine both finance and T&L from 22nd. I need 22nd or 23rd or 24th. I will let you know. In this I will combine. So please bear with me. Try to join by 6 to 8. We'll discuss common topics, for some related to like T&L, some related to finance, combine together, I would like to explain some topics. Okay, I will let you know next week. So please be ready for early to join next week, in this week. For at least I want 7 to 8 days, 8 working days. I mean to say any 7, 8 days or something I need to combine together. Okay, fine. I'm stopping here for today. We'll connect once again tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Can we get any review session for
Sorry?
any time? Review session from reading what you have explained, just a glance of review session. Can we
So
get
that will be, you are going to get like a new company creation process. In that company creation process, whatever we learned, we are going to do all the setups once again.
Sure, sir.
Okay, so there you will understand. Most probably this month end you are going to learn. It's a recap kind of thing, but that recapping our company creation process is, you need to do n number of times. I mean to say, I will show you one time, you need to do 10 to 15 times, a lot. Okay, we'll discuss definitely. Okay.
Satya, one more question here.
Yeah.
The main account categories we thought of discussing actually when we last met, maybe on 5th.
Okay. Okay.
So probably we missed the point, the main
So
account categories.
we'll discuss tomorrow, definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Please
thanks.
remind me in the very first only. Main account
Yeah.
category will discuss tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you. Bye.